Alright, the Freestar brakes are installed. Had to go to the auto wrecker and get another set of used rotors because they're 70 bucks a pop. I'm trying to do this as budget friendly as possible. But I did put new pads in. Never mind the white paint. That was from when I was using this car as a lathe to sand the lip on the wheel, but it would heat up and then it would kind of melt the paint, and then I'd have to start the whole process again. And I got my... Once I started wet sanding it went better, but here you can see we're using the OEM lines. Now my lines are probably going to be different than yours, just based on the fact that I redid all these lines probably like 6 years ago, or maybe even longer when I did this S13 rear swap. But yeah, just 2 holes, one for a self-tapper, one for that. Doesn't need to be too crazy. Here we have the little bracket. This is just a low car e-brake universal kit. It says it's for a Ford Explorer, but yeah, it works. I had to put little spacers because it's a thinner plate than I guess what's on the Explorer. Yeah, with my adapters it seemed to have cleared the CV axle. We go around. Same thing on the other side, and then they go above the axle, above the drive shaft, to this guy. Bear with me. Putting the headlight on and off. To that bracket, which is kind of your tension. To then, yeah, their adapter that's been retrofitted to fit on this. Just a little spring to keep it a little bit tight. And that's max. You could go more, but you'll just be reefing on it. Since I had the hydraulic e-brake in here mounted before, I figured this was a perfect time to, because the lines are here, to mount a pinch valve or proportioning valve, so I can add more or less to the rear, depending on how the bias is going to be. Yeah, I was going to use this low car one, but as you can see, it grenaded itself. Best fucking $120 I just wasted. And then I went and got one out of a Honda Prelude, because I like the OEM rubber kind of cover. But I kind of forgot, it being a front-wheel drive car, it doesn't have a trans tunnel. So in order for this to be the right height, it has to stick up a lot farther. So as you can see, it's sticking up kind of beyond the shifter. So it didn't really have a great spot for it. So I went and ripped this out of the V10 Capri because she's fucked. And yeah, here's where we're at. I'll have to cover this up, but that's easy enough to do. But yeah, the Freestar brakes have to be bled, but we are off to the races now. So that's a 12¼ inch vented rear rotor. And yeah, I like it. It's definitely stops the car, as I put her in 5th gear and just started lightly pulling it up, and you could hear and feel the engine start lugging down. So it should work. Yeah, so pretty much once I get the tires mounted, although strangely enough, because I had this car running for a while, I turn around and there's fluid everywhere all over the floor. I got pretty worried because I thought it was coolant because it had this green color to it, which is the same color as the Rain-X Ultra Clear. For whatever reason, my wiper pump has decided to just go full out, so it's most likely something failing in the column switch. I think I have a spare one, but yeah, weird roadblocks on this car. Yeah, if there's anything more you want to know, definitely shoot me a message, and I'll try to get back to you. See you later.